Hello everyone and welcome back to Brooksburk Zoo. In the last episode we built a beautiful habitat for our pygmy hippos and finished the hippo and hog's house. That was the name. And something went completely wrong. Yeah, you might notice it when we are getting close to the habitat, to the outdoor habitat of the pygmy hippos. It might look a little bit different from the video in the last episode, and that is just because I finished to record the video. I finished building all the stuff. I left Planet Zoo. I got back into my other sandbox zoo, that is Litchfield Zoo. I did some buildings there and stuff and saved the game and went on and on and on and yeah. Then I thought it is time to finally get back into Brooksburk Zoo and build something new. I avoided to do that because I knew the next thing that we had to build in Brooksburk, and which we are going to do in this episode, is we are going to build a playground and a restaurant for our visitors. And as you know me, building restaurants is not my favorite thing. Well, I opened the zoo file, I entered Brooksburk Zoo, I was recording, and as we always do at the beginning of the new episode, we are taking a look at what we built in the last episode. And I noticed we didn't build anything because I didn't save the pygmy hippo habitat. So the first thing I had to do before getting into what you are seeing right now is build the whole habitat anew. Yeah, fun times. Okay, I did that, I managed that, and I hope it looks pretty similar to what we did, but I think so. And never mind, we did that. The new habitat is finished for the pygmy hippos, the new and old habitat. Never built the same habitat two times. Well, there's always a first time to everything. Yeah, but let's get back into what we are going to do in today's episode, because we have lots to do, guys. We are going to build a playground for the children. And after we build the playground, we are going to build a restaurant. And yeah, let's just say that it was a lot of work. So the playground alone took me about, I think it was 2 hours, so that was not too long, I guess. I wanted to have something like, yeah, where the children could climb and walk over those, damn it, I should use a translator or put a translator right next to me when I'm doing these videos in English, because I just don't know the words in English. I wanted to have something like this rope bridge. Don't know if it makes sense when I say it like this. I wanted to have something to climb for them with the rope bridge and with a slide, and I also wanted to to have all the different stuff that I don't know the word in English for, but we're going to build all of that and more. You can download this little playground from the workshop as well, so I put the link in the video description so you can find it on the Steam workshop and download it for yourself and use it in your zoos. It doesn't have too many pieces, so it wouldn't make any problems performance wise in your zoos. I hope so. Yeah. But before we get more into this, I just said it in the last German video in Litchfield Zoo that I did, and maybe I said it in the last episode as well, but I think it was at the end of the video. So now I'm going to say it again at the beginning of the video. The videos on my channel for Brooksburk Zoo and Litchfield Zoo don't perform that good as they usually did and as they could. And that might be just because you are not very happy with pygmy hippos or red river hogs, because they are not that exciting animals, and you also might not be too excited for building something that guests usually can't even use in the zoo, or just buildings and with no animals. Yeah, that might be the case. It also could be the case because some of you might forget to click the like button at the end of the video. Forgetting to click the like button means that the algorithm in YouTube says, okay, this video from Bacon Play is not that interesting, we don't need to promote it any further, so we don't need any more people see that video, because yeah, people seem to not like it that much. So long story short, I don't want to bore you with all of this. Don't forget to hit the like button, because that is something that will help me tremendously to grow my channel even more, and so that more people are able to see my videos in the future. So that would be very, very cool. At least you don't like my videos, so then you usually don't have to click the like button. Okay, so if you made it until this point and you heard everything that I was talking about, there's just one thing more. It's not just hitting the like button. Leave a comment as well. When I'm asking you some things, or asking for your advice, or what you think about the zoo, or what I should do next, leave a comment. I'm always happy to read your comments, and this also helps to grow the channel, because this also feeds the algorithm and makes YouTube say, this is a very interesting video, more people should see this. Okay, but let's get back into what we are building right here. So as I said, we are building a playground right now. I'm building a rope bridge. I was using the bridge from the animal enrichment items. For I think the big cats are using this, or small cats as well as raccoons. So this works perfectly for playgrounds. With this rope pieces you can very easily build something like this rope bridge, and build a climbing frame for children. Actually, when I think about this, you could also use all those playground items and put it in an actual habitat for your animals. They might, yeah, they are definitely able to use it. Maybe they are not going to sit down and slide down the slide, because I really doubt that this would be possible for any kind of animal in the game, but it would be very cool, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think that wouldn't be possible. So for everyone who is curious how I built the slide, I looked at so many different pieces in the game, which I didn't record right here. I looked for all of those metal pieces and stuff like that, because you know all these old slides are made of metal where you get burned when you slide down. I wanted to have something like that. And so I was looking and looking, I didn't find anything until I got to the point where I was at those 3D letters that we have. And I used this, oh my god, I really have to Google that now, because I don't know the word. Just a second. No, I don't think that is the right word. I don't know if it is definitely not clip or clamp or something like that. Maybe it is bracket, brace. I get so much words for it, but I know that they are not what I'm looking for. I hope you know what I mean when I say the clamp or the brace. No, brace is not the right word. Paperclip for sure isn't as well, but I used this particular piece from the 3D letters for creating the slide. Yeah, and safety-wise, this might not be the safest slide, but I think it is the most realistic that I could do. So hopefully the guests, in theory, would enjoy it and wouldn't get hurt. I wanted to use those tires here for some. Just a second, I have to Google it once again. Yeah, for the swing here, but actually I wasn't able to do so because yeah, they just were way too big. So I decided to go with the wooden plank, the Australian plank once again, my favorite plank in the game, to create those swings. And then I tried to use the tires once again for the next thing that I'm building, which is, if Google is right, a seesaw? Might be. So I wanted to use the animal enrichment tires once again for the seesaw here, and I put one of them in the ground like I did here with the tire from the actual building pieces that we also do have in the game. And yeah, I couldn't manage to do so, but then I hit play and bloop, the tire was gone. It sank into the ground and it never was seen again. Maybe in a later stage of the game, maybe in the future, in 10 or 20 episodes or so, we might find a tire that went missing somewhere in the zoo. But yeah, it just disappeared. So fortunately we do have those tires from the building pieces, so I could create this seesaw. And then I created something with the different paths that we have in the game, so to make it actually look a little bit more realistic and have something on the ground where the children could play and don't get hurt, and also don't get too dirty, because I didn't want to have sand everywhere, because you know, when it is raining and everything gets muddy and nobody wants to get in there, children are getting very, very dirty, moms are getting very, very angry, so I didn't want to do that. So I used those different paths. Later on you will see it, I guess, in the real-time part when everything here is finished. I connected those path pieces with the main path, so that even though our children in the game can't use the playground, they will walk with their parents through the playground, so that there is something like movement in here. Yeah, putting some decoration around it, some of those fences and the hedge that I made myself, and also some benches that we might have some guests go in there and sit down on the benches. And then a lot of, not a lot, but some trees, some grass, and yeah, that's it. Those trees are going to change from time to time, so I'm going to delete the smaller ones, because I didn't have the nice viewing towards the restaurant that I wanted to have, so I had to delete some of those trees or change them into some different trees. Yeah, just some minor steps are left, and then we are finished. I just put some of those small little recolorable rocks around the mulch pieces to make it look a little bit more realistic. And here you can see we are finished with our playground. So, first chapter is finished. Next chapter is going to be building the restaurant. and I didn't want to have something like a plain restaurant. I was looking for zoo restaurants on Google, and I did find something that looked really interesting, that had those stone pieces combined with glass and wood, and that looked so good that I was trying to do something like this by myself. So if you don't like the color theming here from those walls, I'm very sorry. Some of you might know it from the previous videos that you've been watching, and I've been telling you about it. The newer ones from you that are watching my videos might not know it. I'm colorblind. I have difficulty to choose between brown, green and red colors. So if there is something very obviously green in those brick walls, I'm very sorry for that. I didn't know that. For me, this looks like I'm only using gray and brown shades. So if it is not the case, I'm sorry for that. It is not made maliciously. No, that's the wrong word. It is not made by purpose. Oh God, what a word! By purpose. It's just made by accident. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind, and you do think that it still looks a little bit pretty. Same is for the end of the video, when you are going to see the seating. Every time I'm recoloring some pieces, I'm very scared that I choose the wrong colors, and it might have happened for the seating areas as well from time to time. Some of you guys told me on my Discord channel that I was choosing some weird colors. I didn't notice that because as I say, most of the times I think those colors are looking very decent or matching or stuff like that, and in the end they don't. Yeah, so here I was trying to not really recreate what I have seen on Google with this zoo restaurant. I tried to use it as an inspiration. So I'm not very good in recreating stuff. So maybe you won't see me anytime doing something like a recreation of a real life zoo. I was thinking about doing something for the zoo in Augsburg that is very pretty, and yeah, but it doesn't give me that creative freedom that I need in the game and that I want in that game. So you probably wouldn't see me do something like that in the future. But I guess never say never. So as I said, I used this as an inspiration. I didn't want to have something like a square building. I think we did that enough for... Yeah, it's not really square as well. The Madagascar house, is it square? The ground shape, yeah, of course, but not the roof. Yeah, but I always try to do something interesting with a building, so not to have it plain and simple, just do something that makes it difficult for me to put a roof on it. Let's say it like that, because that is what happens all the time when I'm building some buildings. And yeah, this goes also for this one here. But it worked out better than I was thinking it would. The whole building of this restaurant took me about, let's think about it. Yeah, I think it was about 10 hours or so. So 2 hours for the playground, 10 hours for the restaurant. So here you can see how time consuming it is to make those videos for you, and if I want to do something that is really exciting and really special, it takes a lot of time. So yeah, it's not like sure I could build some stuff within an hour and make a 30-minute video for you guys out of it, just covering it with music. That is also something that I could do, but that's not me. I really want you guys to see something new, something exciting, and I really enjoy doing that stuff, even if it is very, very time consuming. Yeah, so I like taking my time and build stuff like this for you guys. And the biggest compliment that I could get, that I got in the last video for the pygmy hippo habitat, was from once again I have to look it up, because as you know, I'm very, very, very forgetful. Just give me a second. Yeah, the pygmy hippo one was it? Yeah, it was from Anya. Anya commented that my pygmy hippo habitat was an inspiration for her. So that is all that I could ask for. So this is the biggest compliment that I could get, when you say I inspired you to build something your own. It doesn't have to be completely the same. Even if I just build something for an animal that you haven't even thought about building for, it is a huge compliment when I inspire you to build something for that animal. Even if it is in your own style, as I said. Yeah, so the roof structure for this building was also something very different from all the stuff that I did before. And I had to create something with those very light planks. That is also something that I saw in the pictures of that zoo restaurant. They did something like this with those wooden planks, and almost like a little box they put on top of it. So it is very different from anything that I've seen so far. But it looked so interesting, I wanted to do something like this. And I think in the end it paid definitely off. As the roof itself is pretty simple in the end. So here's some decoration. I put some plants down, I made some custom billboards again, and I called the restaurant the Brooksburk Barn. Well, in the end, when I do the decoration in the restaurant, it doesn't look that much of a barn anymore. And to be fair, it doesn't look from the outside as well. And some of you guys from the US might see the similarity in the sign for the restaurant. It looks a little bit like Cracker Barrel. When you know, yeah, when you're from the US, you might know what Cracker Barrel is. And I think it looks pretty much like that. The color scheming and the way that I did the sign looks very similar, but it wasn't my intention to say that. Yeah, the indoor area you might see in a few minutes when we are getting in there is looking a little bit... Right now it looks like a cabin in the wood. Very, very cool, something you might see in the mountains. All that is needed would be a fireplace in there as well to look a little bit cozy and stuff like that. And yeah, but the decoration in there is going to be a little mix of African and Asian. So yeah, not quite cabin in the woods anymore, and definitely not like a barn. And you might have seen in the background a little bit more. I don't think that I said it in the last episode, but I noticed that we do have to have another staff area as well, because we do have the staff area in the beginning of the zoo where the keepers are going to take care of the bongo, the African wild dogs, the okapi, the warthogs, the wildebeest, and I think that's it. Yeah, those are the 5 animals they are going to take care of. And we have another staff area that is right behind the Madagascar house, where the keepers are taking care of the fossa, the ring-tailed lemurs, the red-ruffed lemurs, and also of our hippo and hawk house for the pygmy hippos and the red river hawks. And I think that would be too much for them to take care of any more habitats. And so I decided, if we are going to build this big building here, the Brooksburk barn, we are going to include something like a staff area. So I built something, yeah, a little staff area outside of it, connected to this beautiful restaurant, so that we can focus totally on building habitats for new animals in the next episodes. So with that being said, I'm also having a question for you guys. What animals do you want to see next here in Brooksburk Zoo? I was thinking of, and I think I said that in the last episode as well, I was thinking of some kind of island habitats for a siamang, and for the lar gibbon, because I really want to include the lar gibbon in the zoo here, and because it is yeah, one of the last animals from the tropical DLC. I don't think we are going to include the Asian water monitor anytime soon, because that would mean we will have to build a new building for reptiles, and I just don't want to build those big and huge buildings here in the zoo for the next few episodes. There's definitely going to be more of those buildings, but not in the near future, because we almost had in every second episode some huge buildings. From the beginning on, we had the Okapi house, we had the next thing was the Madagascar house. After the Madagascar house, we built the house for the hippos and the hogs, and now we are building the restaurant. So I think it is time to not build a huge house the next time. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you want to see next in Brooksburk Zoo. I was thinking about the gibbon and the siamang, and I also would love to build something for smaller cats or hyenas. I really want to build something for the striped hyenas and for the caracal. As I'm going to build for those animals in Litchfield Zoo as well, once the Australian area there is finished, which is pretty soon, so I think next week is going to be, no, this week we are going to finish. I'm not quite sure if I want to have the same animals in Brooksburk, because this would be a little bit boring for you guys that watch both Brooksburk and Litchfield. So yeah, just tell me in the comments what you want to see next, and I will have a look at it and think about it and maybe build that in the next episode. So here was the thing. I was thinking that those chairs and those tables match perfectly the color scheming of the building, and then on Discord Mara told me that those chairs do have a weird color, and I was thinking about it and having a closer look at it, and later on saw that I chose a green. They still look very light brown to me, but yeah, might have been green, so I changed that later on. Putting down those sunshades, which looks pretty cool and amazing, and I love how the outside area looks. It is a shame because our guests can't use the outside area, because those tables are too far from the actual restaurant build. So yeah, our guests can't sit there and get served. I was thinking about putting some picnic benches out there, but yeah, I didn't like that as much as I liked those tables and chairs for the restaurant, so I decided I leave it like that. So the next thing was more of the interior. So I was building some of these wooden planters in there just to separate those seating areas towards each other a little bit. And also, if you have a building and if you are inside and it is not much stuff in there, not much furniture and so on, it is going to be very loud in there. So having some bigger plants in there and some greenery will reduce the noise in there. So I decided this would be a great idea for decorational stuff and also for the noise in the building. So I placed them everywhere that I thought it would make sense, and then I wanted to build something like a wooden wall to separate those seating areas in the center of the room a little bit more. And I wanted to have something like this, and I also wanted to have those been sitting. Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I wanted this to be sitting inside of a planter so that we could have some climbing plants in there as well. And as I was building this, I was thinking that I didn't want to have everything with plants in here. I wanted to have something different and something modern and something that would break up the style a little bit and make it look a little bit more, a little bit more modern and new. So I deleted the wooden wall and I decided I want to have something with stone in here that would match the building a little bit more, and I also wanted to have a water feature. Unfortunately, as you can see, those pieces that I was building were a little bit too small to put in some of the gravel path that we have in the game, which is a very cool thing to do if you are playing with water or having a natural roof, for example. I think Woody Rankamel was the first one who used this as a roof, as some kind of a natural roof. So as this was not possible for me to use, I used those aquatic fake rocks and put them in the middle of the stone planter, and I wanted to have something like a water feature in there. So I decided to use those metal pieces and build something like a frame in the middle of it, as you can see right here. Not too high, just a little bit to separate those seating areas from each other. Putting some wooden beams around it to match the style of our building here a little bit better, and then using the special effects. I wanted to use the waterfall effects, but they did not work out the way that I wanted it. They were a little bit too overwhelming, and so I decided not to go with that, and instead of that using the fountain pieces, which made a lot of sense and looked pretty good, so I went with those. I'm also going to try to put the restaurant in the workshop as well, so you can download it by yourself. I just noticed, for whatever reason, it is not possible for me to connect those special effects, those water effects with the building. So if you want to download it, or if I manage to upload it to the workshop, you will find the link in the video description. You have to put those special effects in there by yourself, but I don't think that would be a hard thing to do, because you already seen how I managed to do that. Yeah, and I was going for a very simple roof for the building, a very flat roof, but then I decided I don't want it to be too dark inside. So I thought we are going to have a glass roof on that side of the building to make it a little bit more friendly and light, and in the end I'm very, very happy with it, because it just looks amazing from the inside, and I really love that. And I really like the style of the whole restaurant build, because it manages to connect the old and classic style that we have in this zoo with our buildings, with some modern and very it's not futuristic, but with those modern with that modern style, and I think it opens up many possibilities for the future of this zoo. Here you can see the finished roof, and I think we are in the real-time part already. You made it. We are almost 40 minutes in today's episode, and you managed to get to the real-time part. So thank you if you keep on watching and made it to this point. So let's have a look at everything. First of all, we do have our playground that you can already see in the background, and you will also see some movements, because we do have some people in here. And I promise you guys, we are going to check that playground out and try, not everything, but at least we are going to try the slide. Yeah, and here you can see as I connected the path to the main path, we can already see people walking towards the playground. And yeah, it was nice to see that some parents with their children walked there. Here you can see, even though our visitors cannot walk up here, we as guests, we in the guest mode can. It was a little bit difficult to manage to go to the slide, but I managed to do so, and now we're going down. Woo! Okay, yeah, that was a little bit cheesy. Yeah, but we checked out the slide and it works. So let's check out the restaurant as well. We are also going to see the backstage area later on. I didn't do anything on the inside of the building because I think I did just too much on the inside of the restaurant. So welcome to the Brooksburk barn, and let's have a look at the menu. Yeah, with that being said, I think you guys will be able to have some food by yourself in the restaurant. So I'm going to leave you here. If you liked the video, don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any further episodes on Brooksburk Zoo, Litchfield Zoo, my real-time zoo tours, baking, and every stuff that I have on this channel. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video next week. So bye then.
Und das ist auch.